Let me go back here.
Hi, Molly Martinez, Great Television. Thanks so much for doing this. Some of the critics of this have said that this is a solution looking for a problem. I'm just wondering, looking back at past elections, you say this happens a lot on down ballot races. What kind of data are you seeing of instances in which this is actually occurring?
Go ahead.
So there are at least 2 court cases that have been working through the system where the word every has been used, as the senator said, as a floor, not a ceiling. It's critical, at least for those court cases, to in North Carolina and in these other states, to give the people a chance to amend their constitution to use the word only, because that's the word these court cases have hinged upon. So that argument really, I have not heard that, and it's clearly debunked by those court cases.
And there's a broader issue when it comes to the problems that the American people are being saddled with in real time now. As a Navy intelligence officer, I look in questions of national security. With those undocumented and illegal immigrants into the United States, I would argue that they're a problem looking for the solution, and the solution is the undermining of our fabric of society, our governmental system, and there are individuals who are interested in exploiting their presence to try to manipulate and turn elections. So what we're trying to do is do an ounce of prevention so that we don't have a pound of cure to worry about later. So you have a lot of situations in Oklahoma where we've twice had bills that would bring and provide driver's license for illegal aliens. Unfortunately, that's also the source document, the #1 required document to be able to register to vote. And because of the reciprocity agreements among other states, you could literally get an undocumented license, go to another state, come back to Oklahoma, you effectively wash that, identifying as an undocumented driver's license. Now you can be right into the system, into the voting system. And we know people are going to manipulate that. The other thing in Oklahoma that we're seeing within the homeless populations that are being bussed in from out of state, they're trying to lower the barrier to get a driver's license or a state ID. We have the real ID, so you have to show your passport and your certificate, and if you've remarried and you're divorced and all of that stuff to prove you have the right to drive. And if you lower that requirement for the homeless community, all an undocumented worker has to do is come into that community, identify as a homeless person, get their ID, register to vote, and they're off and running again. And so what we're trying to make sure is if you are a legal citizen born here with the rights to vote, your vote can't be canceled or annulled because someone who came across the border is being used by organizations who are trying to disrupt the election process. So we're trying to prevent things from happening simply by affirming a very strong principle. You're a U.S. citizen, you can become a president of the United States. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you shouldn't be voting, period.
Thank you. I won't speak for my colleagues in other states, but I can tell you people are tired of the government not being proactive when they can be and when they should be. And in this situation, we've got a concern that we're trying to be proactive for and address before it becomes a problem. That's what only citizens voting is all about. And I think it's critically important for my colleagues and for the states that are putting this initiative forward to get a little bit of credit, because too often we hear, especially right here in Washington, D.C., about the gridlock and things don't happen and nothing moves. We're taking the bull by the horns in the state. In the state of Wisconsin, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to 80%, but we're going to pass this. We're going to take care of this concern before it becomes a problem.